Hey, good morning, Trojans. This is Mr. Gardner from Auburn High School. Just wanted to check in with my senior class of 2021, bring you up to speed on a few things. Um, First of all, we do have some new faces at Auburn High when you guys get back. Maybe some of you guys have some of these teachers already. We've had a few teachers move out of the area. One is Miss Coronado. Some of you guys might remember her as Miss Cook, one of our math teachers. She decided to move closer to family. She's now living in Montana, and they're building a home, so that's pretty exciting. Mr. Swartz, who was only here last year, actually, his family also moved down to the Olympia area, so he's moved out more south. So in their places, we hired Miss Fletcher, who came to us from the University of Washington, did her student teaching at Rainier Beach High School, and is part of one of our 9th grade teams, and is just really excited to be here. Another teacher is Mr. Dang. He did his student teaching at Auburn Riverside, did a great job over there, and he'll be teaching a couple different math classes for us. Mr. Calero, some of you guys know Mr. Calero. He has moved to Lake Chelan. They have a retirement home there, and his last student finally got to graduation this past year, their last child, and so that created a lot of freedom for he and his wife. So they decided to move into the retirement home, and he's become the athletic director out at Lake Chelan School District. So we're really happy for him as well. We were able to hire Miss Peyton Weber from the Issaquah School District in his place. She's a language arts teacher, loves to read. She's excited, ready to go. Maybe some of you guys have her as well. Miss Chorlins, hired her out of the state of Missouri for our ELL program. She's just excited to be a Trojan. She actually chose us for a part-time job over a full-time job in a different district because she'd heard so much of the great things we got going on here. And we're trying to do everything we can to bring her up to full-time teaching status, but she's really excited. We're excited to have her. In our resource department, we have Miss Crater, and that's because of growth. We have more students in resource this year. She comes to us from West Auburn, has always wanted to be a Trojan. And then in social studies, Mr. Rivas, some of you from Cascade, if you did your middle schooling there, some of you guys know Mr. Tim Rivas. He will be teaching social studies here, and he's also excited to get started. Hope I didn't leave anybody out. From an administrative standpoint, Miss Kilga has moved on. She is recently engaged. Her fiance lives up in, I want to say, Carnation. So she's taken a job up near Marysville at one of the high schools in Marysville. And then Mr. Lee, he's decided to go back to the classroom and teach social studies. So he'll be at Cascade Middle School teaching our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So the two folks we hired for those positions, one is Mr. Bobby Jennings. He comes to us from the Kent School District, where he's been an intervention specialist. Shoot, the man's done a lot of things in his life. He used to cut hair. He probably still does. I think you guys will really enjoy to get to know him. He's going to focus mainly on the 11th grade class, but he's going to be interactive with everybody. The other admin we hired actually was one of my former students back in the day. Her name is Jeanette Morse. So Miss Morse will be focusing on our 9th graders. And, if you guys came to Trojan Days to do pickup, that whole organization, that whole situation we had set up to help families get the resources they needed, students, she organized that whole thing. So that's one of the first things she did since she's been here. So we're really excited to get the year going. Main reason I wanted to get back to you was just to let you know that yesterday, Tuesday the 19th, or the 15th rather, I started working on this document. So I want to show you what that is. This is the class of 2021 countdown to graduation. And if you see at the very top there, it says 100% graduation, success leaves clues. And that's a quote that I've stole from none other than our favorite quarterback in the Seattle area, Russell Wilson. I don't know how much you guys know about Russ. He spends a lot of time at Children's Hospital. And the reason he uses that quote, success leaves clues, is something he realized that the healing power of laughter, the healing power of just helping other people feel good about themselves is really what got him to really start working with the young people at Children's. And he knows if he can bring a little smile to their day, that helps the healing process. So kind of stolen that. We know that there's a lot of science that backs that. We know that even like for cancer patients, for instance, if they have more of a positive outlook and a determination to fight, we know their chances of beating the cancer and living on longer increase. It's just something about the way that the chemistry of our body works. So anyway, yeah, we talked a lot about that because we want to look at the successful students that came before us, you know, the class of 2020, the class of 2019, 18, and so forth, and look at all the things they overcame to get themselves to that magic moment in June. So the countdown really starts now. And probably I would say by the end of this month, if not sooner, I will send you guys a copy of the countdown to graduation. So you have all of that information. What I started working on yesterday was to get all the dates correct. Okay. And I start with graduation, which is on Saturday, June something. And I just kind of guesstimated it on the form, but until I got that date nailed down, which I should have by next Wednesday, or Monday rather, the 21st, because we'll have a high school principals meeting, and that's one of the things we'll talk about. So I just wanted to let you know that that is going on. We're already thinking about you guys, especially for me, the seniors. Seniors are a class that I focus on. So I will be emailing you information, doing these videos, maybe even just shooting you a YouTube video now and then as we move along. And hopefully we can get back to brick and mortar as soon as possible. Hey, here's one thing I want to let you know. Our senior class doing a great job showing up to your Google Meets. As a school, we're at 85% average daily attendance. One thing we've noticed is that the numbers are basically the same. You know, first period, Troy time, second and third, those numbers are staying just about the same within a couple decimals. So kids that are logging in are staying in all day and connecting with their teachers. And some kids have to do it in an alternate method because maybe they have to work, maybe they have to caretake, and our teachers are willing to work with you on that. We do have about 15% of our kids that aren't clocking in or engaging. And if you happen to know, excuse me, if you happen to know any of those students, just let them know it's not too late. The sooner they get involved, the easier it's going to be for them. We're going to be here to serve and help students get caught up as much as we can. But just if you know anybody that's feeling like anxious or doesn't want to jump into the schedule that we've made for them, just tell them, just get started. It just starts with one day. Just start with first period tomorrow. But have those conversations with them. Last thing I want to leave you with is there's a little quote. You'll see this when I send it to you. There's an old saying, and I think this comes from Martin Luther King Jr. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And the purpose of that quote is to just let you know that graduation is definitely possible. Our graduation rates continue to go up and up and up every year at Auburn High School. Actually, we're above the state average now, which makes me very proud. And hopefully that gives you a lot more hope that you're going to make it this year. You got a lot of supports at this school. But if you've got somebody that's a close friend in the senior class that you can be kind of your graduation, cheerleading, accountability buddy, if you guys can start figuring out who that person might be. What that turns into on graduation day is that someone you get to walk with, do your grad walk, you get to sit with during graduation, you get to look at each other and say, yeah, we did it, you know, thanks for your help with this. I was glad to help you with that, or whatever your stories are. And we're going to have a fantastic graduation. I'm hoping all this COVID-19 stuff is cleared up at the latest by spring so that we can do something more normal. Last year's graduation went very well, but it just wasn't the same. And you guys probably have a lot of friends in the class of 2020, and we did what we could to honor them, but we want to get you guys back into the stadium. That's our hope. So anyway, that's plenty for now. This went on a lot longer than I planned on. I tried doing something last night, but my recorder at home wasn't working so well. So I will be in touch. Please email me if you have any questions. jgardner@auburn.wednet.edu. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day, everybody.